Hello YouTube. Hope you're doing well on this horrible day, pouring down with rain outside my office window. And it's been a little bit of a difficult day in Path of Exile 2. So far I've played 6.5 hours and I've got an hour and a half to show for it. Kicked out of the game, 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 kicked out of the game. Are you seeing a pattern yet? And the amount of latency, server lag, whatever, is just horrendous. I've had to cut so much out, redo so much. It's just been appalling. Yesterday was great. Today was absolutely appalling. To the point where I'm thinking, is it worth doing this with the game? This update, so brand new, is putting 7 hours work in to get an hour out actually worth it? Well, I'll give it a couple extra days. We'll see how things go. Maybe as people level up and they move into the different higher zones and so on, things will actually ease up on these servers, and we'll have a little bit of a better experience. So anyway, here we are where we left off yesterday, in Freythorn. He sounds nice.
I can't believe it. The whole bloody place has gone mad. Cursed cultists. Please, hero, find the other altars and dispose of them. Put an end to this. I'm gonna check around here for any sane survivors.
Bye. Nice to see you. Right. So, yeah, where were we? Yesterday we started looking at the runes of Aldo. And there's some bits and bobs of that I'm hoping to get to today, which will explain what I was talking about yesterday. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this second piece of the patch notes, which is all about the end game. It even says end game, so you know it's about the end game, because it says endgame on it. It says endgame. The Atlas now has fixed points of interest at specific locations, giving you distinct objectives that are easy to find. All League mechanics on the Atlas now have quests that introduce the mechanic and guide you through its various stages up to the pinnacle boss. So that's a nice introduction. That's a nice addition. All pinnacle bosses now have quest versions that can be accessed deterministically alongside repeatable non-quest versions that offer a greater challenge. Again, I think that's a nice change. And they've added 30 new endgame map areas, which it's not small beer, by the way. So the first of these endgame areas that we're going to have a look at today is called The Origins of Divinity and the Endgame Overhaul. So they've introduced a new endgame storyline. The Cataclysm of the Beast has invoked an ancient protocol designed to scour for and purge corruption should it ever take hold to this degree. Traverse the Atlas to enter the fortress and activate the gates. Obtain the keys to reach the ancient precursor weapons and disarm them. On completion of your first tower, a fortress will rise from the earth. Maps inside the fortress grant one or more passive points for the Atlas passive tree. This entirely replaces the previous method of gaining Atlas points. Well, that's interesting. So they've really streamlined that boy. The Atlas tree has been significantly expanded with over 300 nodes. After completing all the maps inside the fortress, you will gain enough passive points to fully allocate the Atlas tree. As the entire Atlas tree can be fully allocated, there is no need to allow respecialization for it anymore. Multi-choice nodes on the tree can be changed between options at any time. Well, that's handy.
How can I be of aid?
Many maps in the fortress have ancient modifiers that add or modify the contents of the map.
It's beautiful. I accept.
Sorry, excuse me. I normally cut these out, but it doesn't do any harm from time to time to see one.
Shadows haunt us both.
They've added 40 plus ancient modifiers that have a chance to appear on any map outside the fortress. They've added 3 gateway maps with 2 new bosses that can be used to access different sections of the fortress. New precursor tower maps have been added outside the fortress. The Burning Monolith, along with Arbiter of Ash, has been moved into the fortress. The quest versions of the Crisis Fragments have been added to 2 Enigma chambers inside the fortress. They've added 2 new Citadel maps with 2 new bosses that drop keys to the new Pinnacle boss. They've added Arbiter of Divinity Pinnacle boss, which is very handy, seeing as though there are 2 bosses outside that drop keys for it. And then maps in the fortress can be alternatively completed by killing the Arbiter of Divinity 4 times to complete different sections of the fortress auto-magically in order to gain Atlas tree points. Okay. So that's all. We'll just do that. We'll run through that one today, because I know that there's something coming up. With our new little mate. Later on, which will explain a huge amount about the about what we were talking about yesterday in the Cemetery of the Ancients. So a lot of what I was saying then didn't seem to make much sense. It was basically just words and nothing to hang them on. Today, we'll hang them on.
Who am I? You once knew my name.
Yeah, we'll hang them on a bunch of stuff. Now, I apologize for the ASMR slurping, but I'm engaging in one of my favorite pastimes, drinking Jamaican Blue Mountain coffee. Yum yum. So today we'll do the Freythorn, and we'll do Ogham Village, and we'll do the farmlands. And as I said, this has been a bit of a difficult day. Unfortunately, most of my voiceover today has been after the fact, simply because latency, lag, so much having been cut out because it was completely unusable, and being kicked out of the game 7 times, having to restart zones. It was just a pain in the ass. So I decided to just get as much content recorded and then do the voiceover after, when I knew I had enough to actually put out. I don't normally do it that way. I normally do my VOs live. And I only correct mistakes via overdubs later. But today, under the circumstances, I hope you'll forgive me. It's had to be done this way.
Take ya!
I've noticed I'm a little bit squishy, a little bit squashy, and I might have to work on my defenses, work on my energy shield, and get a little bit extra life, because I am a little bit worried about, getting stun locked and deadlocked. Yeah, so this is another one of these remnant things. And here's the kneecap nibblers. Be gone. Begone, foul beasts. Leave me alone.
That'll do. Pack's heavy enough already.
I remember to turn the music off today. Look, if Grinding Gear Games wants to DMCA claim my video of yesterday, then they're more than happy. I'm more than happy to let them do that without any fuss at all. My bad, I didn't turn the music down. I completely forgot. So, if they want it, they can have it.
Return to my embrace.
They called me Magi. I'm not a Magi, I'm a Druid. I was looking at Rax's plan for this, and there's a very nice little spell coming up that basically calls down a storm, and when the storm waters hit your plants kind of go into overdrive, stimulated by the electricity and the water. They go into overdrive, which I don't have the, I mean, it's going to be a while before I get those components, but I imagine it's going to be fun.
Roach and snare ye!
Ouch! Are they allowed to hit me that hard? I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna have to look at the terms and conditions.
Grow.
Dude, English, please.
Your blood will always lead back to me.
Oh, how good it is to see you again.
Ghosty girl.
Aoife, can it be?
Yes, I'm here, love.
But how?
It matters not. Tell me, do you feel it? Your memories returning?
I feel it, aye. But they're fractured. There is still so much I didn't understand.
Remember how we were drawn to him, believing him one of the Magi of old.
Aye, we were fools.
Not fools, just deceived. Even I could not see the king's true face until it was too late. And when I did, he took me from you.
I should have saved ye. I should have done more.
Hush, that is not your blame to carry. That grief made you wander the wilds, lost in your pain.
I remember years of solitude, roaming.
And yet here you are. That is what matters.
Nay, none of it matters. Not without you.
Just know that I am with you still.
Sorry, what? Who do what did she say at the end?
Aoife?
So the cultists really did have a king lurking out there in the shadows.
Ish.
Shame. I might have followed him myself if he'd simply promised decent meals instead. Thank you, hero. It's not the result I was hoping for, but at least I know the truth.
You're welcome.
Clearfell's all I have left now. If I was a drinking man, it'd be a sobering thought.
Well, at least there's no question of where you belong now.
Bye then.
Some decent things dropped off that guy. It's been a fairly good run up here in Freythorn. Got a couple of levels out of it. Some points. Got some gear. Yeah, not bad at all. So what we're going to do today is we're going to hang out with our new mate in a little bit. We're going to have to go meet him back in the Grelwood. And then we're going to work our way up to the Count's Manor. But probably won't have time to do much with the Count's Manor. Probably just open up the portals by the time we've gone all the way through to it, and then we'll do the manor tomorrow, and probably end up doing the manor twice because I'm not entirely certain I'm going to be strong enough to kill the Count the first time round, so I mean, I'll have a go, and we'll see. But it may be that I need to do the mana twice. From start to finish. You can see what I mean about the lag in here. This was just the latency, and this is just this is a dreadful zone. I don't know what they've done with the color balance in this zone. It's appalling. So I now have a swarm that follows me around. It thrives on 30 spirit, and it's always on. It's a little a swarm of stinging insects. That there they are. They pop out every now and again. They do a little bit of damage. I don't know whether they've got a taunt per se, but they certainly can encourage mobs to attack them.
There it is. Let's move. Stay on it.
See what I mean about the textures in this place?
Nature takes what's old.
It's hard to look at sometimes. So they can do a little bit of damage, a little bit of taunting, and a little bit of slowing down. Some of these are really nice to do, you know. You can get, I think I've got like about 5 or 6 of these things that improve the quality.
I'm picking up another runestone nearby.
Of wands and staves. And I've got another 5 or 6 already that put holes in things, so I think they're worth doing. Seriously thinking about doing a series of the Black Grimoire, because as much as I love ARPGs, I really do like RPGs, classic RPGs, and the Black Grimoire is a modern take on an old kind of platform. The RPG, classic RPG like RuneScape, EverQuest, that kind of thing. EverQuest, the first MMO I ever played, brings back memories. Sitting in the tunnel, waiting for a group, or most likely waiting for a healer to log in so you can go and do sand giants and beetles.
Take it. The Druid knows to travel light. Wild take hold.
At one point my brother ran an enchanter. My wife had a druid. And I had a necro. And we could do a lot of damage. Just the three of us.
Well then, the last one's got to be around. What's there to talk about? Only one more to find. Get on with it.
No, boy. Mind the words you choose.
Got a bit excited. Sorry about that.
Yeah, should be.
Hound beast! Begone, foul creature! Roach and snare ye!
That's it! The last one! We've done it. The energies have all coalesced. The signature is far greater now.
From where does this signature stem?
Those ancient woods. That's where it's leading us.
Let's hope the Grelwood receives us with a touch more hospitality this time. Not that I'm holding my breath, mind.
No, I wouldn't. Let's clear this place. Get Madam's loot. Let's loot with a U, not loot with a fat. Don't think anyone's going to be making a loaf of bread with this wheat anytime soon.
Take you.
A druid knows to travel light.
And I have to say that I've been thinking that if this continues to be as unstable, let's put it that way, if it continues to be as unstable as it is, as it has been today, I might shelve it until it's had an update and just do a series of the Black Grimoire here rather than doing it on my Rumble channel.
Can I carry any more?
Take it!
Yeah, it's a nice way to get a few extra little bits and pieces. Help with crafting. I watched a little YouTube video this morning which showed one of those, a more advanced one. It actually had 8 slots. So there were 8 waves, progressively harder waves of mobs. And that's kind of what waits in later levels. As my sainted grandmother would say, "That's lovely." Come on, get out of there.
This'll give Una something to smile about.
Well, we hope anyway.
Hail! Take hold!
Just as an apropos of absolutely nothing, I watched American Ultra last night. Great film. Jesse Eisenberg. And Kirsten Stewart.
Shape and built! Begone, foul creature!
We should be able to
Rot
get
bottom
Renly's
frame.
tools from here. Alright. Meeting the guy in the Grelwood.
Well, well, look at this. The inscriptions on the tree roots match those on the runestones we found. Reminds me of what I've seen in the stars, more than what I've seen at the forge. Now, if this doesn't work, I'll look a right bloody fool.
Oh, hello.
What foul magic have you brought upon this already cursed tree?
No magic of mine, I assure you. Now, best we go take a look.
And this is where my third and fourth disconnects happened. So you'll notice some dodgy editing, but couldn't be helped. I got through as much of it as I possibly could, with as much continuity as I possibly could. Damn, that's a good cup of coffee.
Damned remnant! The wild take hold!
That's my third attempt to do this. Kicked out 3 times, and this is me coming back in. The thing is that when you get kicked out, you have to start again at the beginning, and it doesn't carry your progress forward. So it took me 6 hours to basically get an hour and a half's worth of game footage. which is very bad, no good. Aha. I'm sure this is going to be completely safe without any nasties. Oh yeah. Completely.
The mirror has taken us far beyond where our maps reached. The stars show we are farther north, but I cannot stay here. Survivors continue to find their way to that ancient temple. Olroth has not yet found it, and I must be there to stop him when he does. The locals here are not ones we've met before. Communication will be difficult, but we must understand each other, somehow. We will offer the locals our ultimate gift. If our people cannot survive this continent, our legacy will.
Ultimate gift? What's that? You're gonna make everyone pregnant. Gonna give everyone a little bun for the oven. So far, all I'm seeing is a zombie apocalypse.
The survivors built this sanctuary with haste. I've instructed my priests how to track Verisium in the celestial firmament, but they are only initiates. Not a single one of my disciples escaped Vorona's vengeance. 12 initiates have agreed to perform the rite and become disciples. I've given instructions, but I dare not warn them of what the rite entails. I am unable to watch over them. I'm needed through the mirror once more. I hope to eventually return and see them alive and fully starlit. But, if necessary, I will make certain that no one will ever return through that mirror.
Intriguing.
A druid knows to travel light. This liquid has the look of Elysium. I'm full up.
What is this place? Doesn't look Ezomite, nor damned eternal. And this liquid Verisium, it's ancient. Good. Now I'll be able to get that out of here. But first, what's this? This tome. Some of it is legible to me. Volume 1, The Runes of Aldur. Within the warm embrace of Aldur's teachings, he, the first Runefather, carved a future for Midgard to liberate it from the biting frost.
Midgard?
Midgard. This is all Kalguran.
Sounds like you should have ventured to Kalgur and not Ezomir.
I'll study this text further, but yes, that's what this implies. I need to learn more about this Aldur. Best we get a move on soon, eh?
I love how he keeps on telling us we need to get a wiggle on. Not like we haven't got other things to be doing.
Here, take this. You'll need it.
And this is the process. So
Let's see
you've
what I
got
can make
some
with that liquid
Verisium.
Verisium.
He opens up an anvil. There it
Do
is.
something quite
There's the
powerful
anvil.
with this anvil. A sort of rune forging. Let's give it a try, eh?
And I get my kit off. I stick my kit in the anvil and I power it up with the Verisium.
Not bad, eh?
And now I've got another shield on.
Well, would you look at that? I'm sure we can push all this even further still. See? I told you. Rune-seeking is worth the risk.
Aye, lad. So it seems.
I managed to make out a bit more of that tome we found. Ah yes, here it is. Aldur gazed at the pristine stars, and there he saw meaning. Those shapes he wrought into our bedrock. His very will gave the shapes life. And so, we began to know prosperity, and the beginnings of Kalgur were born. Something to chew on, isn't it? I won't let you down. Fine. Bye.
Bye. Right.
Hey, don't crush!
Takes more than fate to fell me.
End of the line!
I think this is the first time I went through this. I think I got through about halfway through before it kicked me out. So I had to start again. Well, the second one didn't last very long. Exploding pigs is a horrible touch. Yep. And this is another attempt at getting through this bloody village. I think by this time I was pulling what little hair I've got left out of my head. My wife's a superstar. She's just brought me beef stroganoff, jasmine rice, smoked paprika, double cream.
You found my tools. Oh, this is wonderful. Now I can set up a proper bench here for you.
She's fantastic.
If you find a pint out there, you bring it back.
If I find a pint out there, there won't be anything to bring back.
Ow, beast! Nature's grasp!
Yeah, I think this is the one where I actually managed to get through.
Down you'll go!
You know, you wander around this and go, please don't crash, please don't crash, please don't crash.
Roots and snare ye! That's no.
always worth having.
Power awaits within. A druid knows to travel light.
Nah, give it up. Good boy.
Abomination! Roots and snare ye!
By decree of the Count of Ogham, your whispering and conspiring has not gone unnoticed. I see your disloyalty. I hear your mockery. However, your plots against me all lay dead in their tracks. Every villager must report to the manor immediately for questioning. I alone will crush this revolt. Anyone who resists will not only be considered a criminal, but an avowed traitor.
Paranoid much, mate? know, someone said something I don't like. I'd better throw him in jail. Sounds like the UK. The courtyard of death. Why is it never the courtyard of fluffy bunnies?
Stop! Just wait! Surely we can...
No escape. Not this time.
Great Wolf take you, bastard!
You have much to answer for.
Get down here.
Lies still. Blood for blood. They just left.
That's the last of them.
He killed Aemon. Just killed him. I don't know what to do. Clearfell is safe. We have to get out of here. We can talk there.
How very like a tyrant to hide within his wall.
Latis is from a prominent family in her clan, so I didn't know her well. But I did take hope from her actions. If a noblewoman could marry a commoner, then perhaps a commoner would be free to marry whoever she wants as well. It makes me think about the last conversation I ever had with my father. It was an argument. Though it tears at my heart, I choose to believe that deep down, he understood me. Please, take your time. I will treasure it. Be careful.
There is only one thing for certain. Count Gianor must die. He ordered the guard to round up everyone in the village, and when we resisted, they burned it to the ground. Enter the manor. Take our vengeance upon him.
Well, that's kind of the
That
plan.
place is a madhouse. Every day was spent threading a careful line. Question the Count, and you'd get arrested. Flatter him too much, and he'd grow paranoid and arrest you anyway. The Countess watched all of us with cold eyes. The nobles began to change. Strange proclivities emerged. They brought lone villagers into their rooms in the dead of night, never to be seen again. Eamon and I tried to flee, but they caught us. When she came to us from the Vastiri desert, we nobles were just happy the Count had finally found a wife. If we had known what was to come, we never would have celebrated. From the moment she arrived, she spent her time whispering dreadful little barbs in his ear. He became rather agitated and started doubting himself, doubting his bloodline. He had a scholar repeatedly investigate whether the Eternals had dirtied his ancestry. When he found out that he might have had an unwelcome interloper in his family tree, he became fixated on proving himself, even though we all repeatedly assured him he already had our loyalty. So, you know of it. I remember the night it all began. The Count and his men returned in the witching hour, carrying something hidden from sight. We didn't know what it was at the time, but we certainly learned soon. It was alive, and he needed to feed it. The changes came slowly. There were whispers of the downtrodden and clanless going missing. Nobody of consequence. The Count's men were simply cleaning up the ne'er-do-wells, those that contributed nothing. But then, the Count started changing the penalties for common crimes. 5 men were arrested after a simple scuffle over payment. A woman was arrested for adultery, like we were somehow living under the tyranny of the Eternals all over again. Charges became commonplace for almost anything. Living in the manor, my husband and I were somewhat protected, but we saw what was happening. All of these criminals were sentenced to hard labor, digging away beneath the manor until their strength was spent. When that happened, he hanged them and threw their bodies to that creature. I don't know what the Count is looking for beneath the manor. Perhaps he hopes for proof that his heritage is actually pure. Perhaps he's just gone well and truly mad. He's torn a massive hole right in the middle of the manor. A living testament to what he's done to our way of life. It's all gone.
Well, I've just seen the time, and I don't think we're going to have time for very much more today. So we'll listen to this dialogue, and then once this is over, I'll say goodnight, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you ever so much for hanging out with me today. It's been a bit of a tricky one, but let's hope we have a better one tomorrow. Take care.